Now in this part, we will be studying about the location and function of adrenal glands, the hormones secreted, the hypofunction as well as the hypersecretion of the hormones. Now, as we can see in this diagram over here, the location of adrenal gland mainly is on the top of each kidney. Now, adrenal glands has two parts. Now, here please see the pointer, red pointer here. The outer part is the cortex, whereas the inner part is the medulla, which contains the blood vessels also. And the outer side, which is called the capsule. So, the capsule, the cortex and the medulla. Now, both these parts separately secrete hormones. The cortex are separately secreting hormones and the medulla part is separately secreting the hormone. So, we can say that an adrenal gland has two parts. The outer part is the adrenal cortex and the inner part is the adrenal medulla. Now, in this slide, we will discuss about the two main hormones which are being secreted from adrenal cortex. So, they are glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids. Now we will see what are the main functions of these two hormones. Now here glucocorticoids are mainly cortisol, corticosterone and cortisone. Now here you can see the red pointer, cortisol, corticosterone and cortisone. Now what are the functions? Now it regulates mainly the metabolism of proteins, fats and carbohydrates in our body. Now we all know that our body is constantly under certain metabolic reaction which break down the proteins, fats and carbohydrates. Now in higher classes you will be studying a part of biology which is called biochemistry. There we will learn in details what is metabolism of proteins, fats and carbohydrates. Now here these corticosteroids, they regulate the metabolism of protein, fats and carbohydrates. They also regulate the blood sugar level and ensure you the supply of energy to the body. And they adapt to the external stress, such as if there is too much heat or too much cold, if there are infections, if there are burns in your body, this glucocorticoids will be helping you to overcome all these situations. Now certain cortical hormones, they also act as sex hormones, causing the premature sexual maturity in children. So there are major functions of this corticosteroids or glucocorticoids. Now next let us see what does the hypersecretion of this glucocorticoids cause. Now mental lethargy, nausea, vomiting, weight loss, muscular weakness are the major things which is caused by this. Now these all are major things which are being caused by a disease called Addison's disease. Now we don't have any visual characteristics so that we can show in a diagram that how the people having less secretion of glucocorticoids they look as. Because they are mental lethargy, you can't show through a picture, or nausea, neither vomiting. So these are all the symptoms which you can observe and check that these are low levels of glucocorticoids in a person's body. Now what happens if it is secreted more? Now here we will see what happens if we are secreting more adrenal cortical hormones. Now what will happen? There is a disease called Cushing syndrome. Here see a person who is suffering from Cushing syndrome will be obese. Now here we can't see the high blood sugar levels or osteoporosis, but we can see certain bruises in ladies' body. We can see abnormally thin arms and legs. We can see fat pads near the shoulder, or this is called the buffalo hump. This is actually a quite common thing if you are observing certain people or mainly ladies who are having general this type of symptoms about surrounding you. You'll be finding many women who are having hypersecretion of glucocorticoids or the hormones which are secreted from the adrenal cortex. Now there is a salt and water retention also in the body. So might be this water retention causes edema in certain parts of the body. And these either men or women will have a certain weakness. Now here in this slide we will discuss about the main mineralocorticoid which is the aldosterone. Now here we can see what is the main function of aldosterone. It will be helping us to reabsorb the sodium and potassium from the urinary tubules, thus maintaining the sodium-potassium ratio in the extracellular fluids as well as the intracellular fluids. and it also regulates the salt water balance in the body. Now, what happens when there is a hypersecretion of aldosterone? Now, an increased sodium or a decreased potassium concentration in the blood leading to hypertension is caused, or we can say high BP. How it is caused? Because the sodium potassium balance which was being retained in the body normally, due to hypersecretion of aldosterone, the full system or the full mechanism is not working properly. So the high BP happens and the person is under medicines. So this is happen when we are secreting more aldosterone in our body. Now next we will see what are the major hormones which are secreted from adrenal medulla. Now two major hormones are the adrenaline and the noradrenaline. So they are also named as epinephrine and norepinephrine. Now what is their major function? Now adrenaline is called the emergency hormone which prepares the body for fight or flight situation. Actually it increases the heartbeat, the blood supply to muscles, and decreases the blood supply to visceral organs. Now while playing, while running, we need too much blood supply to our body, which will be sent or supplied by high levels of adrenaline. Now noradrenaline or norepinephrine, these two actually they are combined type of hormone. They work together. So they control the fear, the anger, the blood pressure, the respiration, as well as the relaxation of smooth muscles in our body. So many emotions and many other processes are being controlled by this adrenaline and noradrenaline hormone, but they are acting as a combined form. Now in this slide we will see what happens if the hypersecretion of adrenaline happens in our body. Now all of a sudden the heart rate increases, we start sweating, all our senses are heightened, there is a rapid breathing, and we are not able to feel pain so much. So there is a decreased ability to feel the pain also. Now there is increase in strength and performance. All of a sudden we start running, we start doing certain activities with a great vigor. We have dilated pupils, we start feeling nervous. Because of the rapid heart rate, we can feel the palpitation in our ears also. So these all are happening when we are having hypersecretion of adrenaline. What happens when we are having less secretion of adrenaline? Let us see that. Now here we will see what happens if we are secreting less adrenaline in our body. Now what will happen generally? We will feel dizzy, we will have a light-headed feeling, we will have certain vision changes. And the main thing is that if too less adrenaline is secreted, then we will not be able to respond to fight or flight situations. Those are actually these stressful situations. The body will limit itself because the body will not be so prompt in responding to certain situations. So generally our body is always in a correct balance of this adrenaline and noradrenaline hormone. So we are in rare condition. If there are rare diseases, we will have less secretion of adrenaline. So we are having a response, we are able to respond to fight as well as flight situations. But in those cases we will feel dizzy, we are not able to respond properly, we will have certain vision changes also. Now in the next part of endocrine system, I will be back with the next gland or pancreas, the hormone secreted, and as well as the hypo and hypersecretion of the hormones. Thank you.